I was never supposed to be in Alaska. I had no business driving through the frozen backroads of a state that felt like the edge of the world, where the roads end and something else begins. But life has a way of putting you in places you never thought you'd be, and for me, that place was a lonely highway cutting through the wilderness, miles away from the nearest town. I was hauling freight, just another job, just another paycheck. The cargo? I never asked. Didn't care. My job was to drive, keep my eyes on the road, and ignore whatever was banging in the back of the truck. I should have turned back when the storm hit. Snow came down so fast it swallowed the road, turning the world into a swirling white void. My headlights barely cut through it. The CB radio crackled, but there was nothing on the line. No other drivers. No chatter. Just static. And then, a shape. Tall. Thin. Standing in the middle of the road. I slammed the brakes, my heart hammering against my ribs. The truck groaned as the tires fought against the ice, the trailer fishtailing behind me. And in that fraction of a second, I saw it, not a person. It was too tall. Too wrong. Its arms hung too long at its sides, fingers curling against the wind. The head, tilted, like it was listening. And then it moved. Not forward. Not backward. Just, sideways. Like a glitch in reality, like my eyes couldn't fully track the way it shifted through the snow. The truck shuddered as I forced myself to keep moving, swerving past where the thing had been. I didn't stop. I didn't look back. But the banging in the back of the truck got louder. I didn't look back. I wouldn't look back. My foot stayed heavy on the pedal, pushing the truck forward as the snowstorm howled around me. The road barely existed anymore, just an endless stretch of white, blending into the sky. But the banging in the back of the truck wouldn't stop. At first, it had been rhythmic. A slow, deliberate thud, thud, thud. Like something shifting inside. Like cargo coming loose. That's what I told myself. Then it changed. It became frantic. Erratic. Scraping against the walls, the sound of something heavy slamming against metal. Like fists. Like something trying to get out. I swallowed hard, my hands locked on the wheel. This isn't happening. I was alone. There was no way anyone, anything, was in the trailer. I had picked it up in Anchorage, sealed and secured. No stops. No tampering. But the noise behind me told a different story. I reached for the CB radio, my fingers stiff from the cold. Anyone out there? Got a situation on the road, static. And then, click. The radio cut out. Dead air. No static, no white noise, just an unnatural, suffocating silence. My truck's headlights flickered. The dashboard lights dimmed. And in the rearview mirror, I saw movement. Something crawled across the icy road behind me, its long limbs jerking unnaturally, moving faster than anything should in this weather. The thing I'd seen before, tall, thin, was following me. And it wasn't alone. Shapes moved through the snow, barely visible against the whiteout. I counted 2, no, 3, dark figures shifting between the trees at the roadside, keeping pace with my truck. The banging in the trailer turned to scratching. Claws on metal. I did the only thing I could. I drove faster. The speedometer crept past 60. Then 70. The road was a death trap, one wrong move and I'd be skidding into the trees, or worse, off a cliff. But slowing down wasn't an option. Not when they were out there. The things in the snow, those tall, twisted figures, were keeping up. I could barely see them, just flickers of movement in the storm, but they were there. Every time I thought I'd lost them, a dark shape would appear just beyond the glow of my headlights, moving closer. And the scratching from inside the trailer, it had turned into something worse. A voice. Low. Garbled. Like a recording played at the wrong speed. Me, utuat. I gritted my teeth. No. No way in hell. I didn't care what I was hauling, I wasn't opening that damn trailer. The CB radio crackled again. This time, it wasn't dead air. A voice came through. Faint. Distant. Driver. I jumped. The voice was slow and deliberate, like someone was forcing the words out. Don't stop driving. My mouth went dry. I pressed the button on the radio. Who the hell is this? Silence. Then, you picked up something you shouldn't have. A chill ran down my spine. I checked the side mirror, nothing but darkness and swirling snow. But the banging in the trailer was getting worse. More frantic. Whatever was inside, it was desperate. And then, a shape hit my windshield. A flash of gray, stretched skin, hollow eyes, black and sunken, a mouth too wide, slammed against the glass, staring at me. I swerved. The truck skidded, tires screeching against the ice. The shape peeled away, disappearing into the storm as quickly as it had appeared. But I'd seen it. I knew what it was. Not human. Not anymore. And then, from the CB radio, the voice returned. This time, urgent. You can't let it out. No matter what it says. The trailer groaned. The lock strained. And from inside, a voice, this time clear, spoke. Please, help me. The voice from inside the trailer was human. Or at least, it sounded human. Please, help me. I clenched the wheel so hard my knuckles turned white. My gut told me the truth before my brain caught up, it was a trick. But damn it, it was hard to ignore. The road stretched ahead, disappearing into the storm. My headlights barely cut through the swirling snow, and the figures outside, they were still there. Keeping pace. Watching. The radio crackled again. Driver. Listen to me. The same voice. Male. Steady, but urgent. Do not, under any circumstance, stop that truck. I swallowed hard. Who the hell are you? I asked. Static. Then, after a long pause, I used to be you. A shiver ran down my spine. What the hell does that mean? The banging in the trailer grew louder. Whatever was inside was fighting to get out. And then, the locks on the back snapped. My stomach dropped. In the side mirror, I saw it, the trailer doors hanging loose, swinging open just an inch. A gap. Just enough for something to squeeze through. I hit the brakes. Not enough to stop, just enough to throw whatever was inside off balance. The truck lurched. Metal groaned. The doors slammed shut again, but not before I saw something. A hand. Gray. Twisted. Fingers too long. It wasn't human. And then I heard it, laughing. Low. Breathless. Like it had been playing a game this whole time. The CB radio buzzed back to life. You saw it, didn't you? The man's voice was quieter now. You know what you're carrying. I did. But I didn't want to admit it. Whatever was in the back of my truck wasn't supposed to leave. And now it was trying to get out. The laughter from the trailer stopped. That somehow made it worse. I could still hear it back there. Not banging anymore. Not scratching. Just, moving. Slow. Deliberate. Like it knew I was listening. I swallowed hard, my breath fogging up the cab. My truck was still plowing through the storm, the wheels barely gripping the ice-covered road. The figures outside, they were still there. Keeping pace. Watching. And then, the trailer doors swung open. A sharp gust of wind ripped through the cab, rattling the truck as the locks gave way completely. The rearview mirror showed nothing but a black void behind me. Whatever was inside was free. I slammed my foot on the gas. The truck roared forward, tires skidding, the empty trailer doors flapping wildly. I expected something to jump onto the cab, to claw its way forward, to tear me out of my seat, but nothing happened. Instead, the figures in the snow stopped moving. I risked a glance at the side mirror. They stood perfectly still, just beyond the reach of my headlights. Their elongated bodies didn't shiver from the cold. Their hollow faces didn't react to the wind. They simply watched. And then, one of them dropped to its knees. Then another. One by one, they sank down, pressing their faces into the snow like they were bowing. That's when I knew. Whatever had been locked in my trailer, whatever had been laughing, wasn't afraid of them. They were afraid of it. The CB radio crackled again. The voice was faint. "Driver, you just made a mistake." My stomach twisted. What the hell was in my truck? Silence. Then, just before the signal cut out, something that wasn't meant to leave. My headlights flickered. The dashboard lights dimmed. And from somewhere above the truck, I heard a sound that I will never forget. Breathing. Deep. Slow. Right above the cab. I didn't stop. I didn't look. I just kept driving. The breathing above me was slow. Deliberate. Like it wanted me to know it was there. My hands were locked on the wheel, my knuckles white. Every nerve in my body screamed at me to look, to see whatever was crouched above the cab. But I didn't. Because some part of me knew. If I looked, I wouldn't survive. The storm was still raging, the road barely visible, but I didn't dare slow down. My only thought was to get to civilization, anywhere with people. But the radio crackled again. "Driver." It was the same voice. That same calm, steady voice that had been warning me from the start. "Listen to me." I swallowed hard. "I'm listening." A pause. "Then, you need to get out of that truck." The words hit me like a punch to the gut. "What? Now? While you still can." I glanced at the side mirror. The figures in the snow were still there, kneeling in the storm, their hollow faces pressed into the ice. Like they were praying. And then, a thud. Right above me. The roof buckled inward. Metal groaned under an impossible weight. The thing up there, it wasn't just riding the truck anymore. It was pressing down. Testing the strength of the cab. I could hear it shifting. Moving. And then. A whisper. Not from the radio. Not from outside. From right above me. "Keep driving, driver." My heart stopped. The voice wasn't human. It was wrong. Too deep, like it was vibrating through my skull instead of passing through my ears. I had a choice to make. Stay in the truck, keep pushing forward, pretend this wasn't happening. Or do what the man on the radio said. Get out. I made my choice. I jumped. I hit the ice-hard ground, rolling as my truck roared past me. My bones rattled, my lungs seized from the cold, but I didn't stop moving. I scrambled to my feet just in time to see it, the thing on top of my truck. It unfolded. Too tall. Too thin. Its limbs stretched unnaturally as it rose from a crouch, towering over the cab. Its head, if you could call it that, tilted toward me, though there were no eyes, no mouth. Just smooth, pale flesh stretched over an elongated skull. And then, it leapt. Not forward. Not back. Just, gone. 1 second it was there. The next, the truck was empty. The storm swallowed the road, the tail lights flickering like dying embers as the rig barreled away without a driver. I barely had time to react before the CB radio, still crackling from inside the truck, spoke one last time. "Good choice, driver." Then, silence. I stood there, breathless, my body shaking from cold and adrenaline. My truck, my livelihood, was gone, swallowed by the endless white. I had nothing. No ride. No radio. No idea where I was. But I was alive. And whatever had been in that trailer, it was no longer my problem. I turned toward the tree line. The kneeling figures were gone. The wind howled through the pines, carrying with it a sound I will never forget. Laughter. Deep. Hollow. Far too close. I ran. And I never looked back. Epilogue: a week later, my truck was found. No signs of a crash. No signs of struggle. Just sitting on the side of the road, engine dead, trailer doors hanging open. Empty. The company never contacted me. Never asked what happened. Just wiped my name from the records, like I'd never been their driver in the first place. Like I'd never existed. But I know the truth. There are things on those roads that don't belong in this world. Things that should stay locked away. And the next time you see an abandoned truck on an empty stretch of highway, ask yourself, did the driver leave it? Or did something else take their place? I should have left it alone. I should have taken my second chance, walked away, and never thought about that road again. But something about that night stuck with me, something I couldn't shake. The truck was found. But the trailer was empty. No trace of what had been inside. No cargo manifest. No explanation. Just, gone. And then, 3 nights ago, I got a call. I don't know how they got my number. Hell, I don't even have the same phone anymore. But when I answered, a familiar voice crackled through the line. Not the thing from the trailer. Not that thing. It was the man from the CB radio. The one who warned me. "Driver, you need to listen carefully." I froze. My heart pounded against my ribs. "Who are you?" I asked. A long pause. Then, "We're the ones who locked the doors." The words made my stomach turn. "You mean, the trailer?" Another pause. A crackle of static. Then, "It's loose. And it's looking for a new ride." A chill ran through me. Then, just before the line went dead, he said one last thing. "If you see an empty truck on the road, don't stop." The call cut out. The number. Blocked. And now, as I sit here, staring out my window, I can't shake this feeling. Something isn't right. The street outside my apartment is empty. It's late. No traffic. No movement. But parked at the far end of the lot, barely visible under the streetlight, there's a truck. Engine off. Trailer doors hanging wide open. Waiting. And somewhere, from inside, I swear I can hear it. Laughing. I didn't sleep that night. I sat there, staring at that empty truck parked under the streetlight. The way the trailer doors swayed slightly in the wind, like it was breathing. I knew I should have looked away. Ignored it. But my gut told me something important. This wasn't a coincidence. It was waiting for me. And worse, it knew I saw it. I don't remember falling asleep. Maybe exhaustion finally took over. Maybe my mind just shut down, refusing to process what was happening. But when I opened my eyes, the truck was gone. The lot was empty. The streetlight flickered, buzzing in the early morning silence. For a moment, I convinced myself I had imagined it. A lingering nightmare from that hellish night on the road. But then I saw the footprints. Leading from where the truck had been. Leading to my door. I couldn't breathe. My body locked up, my skin prickling with cold sweat. And then, a creak. From inside my apartment. The floorboards. I wasn't alone. My head turned slowly. My breath caught in my throat. The apartment was still dark, the early morning light barely creeping through the blinds. But in the corner of the room, near the hallway, a shadow stood there. Still. Unmoving. Watching. The same unnatural shape. Tall. Too thin. A body that stretched the wrong way. Limbs hanging like they weren't sure how to work. I didn't move. Didn't breathe. I couldn't. Then, it took a step forward. A slow, deliberate step, like it was testing the floor beneath it. And when it did, it smiled. Not with a mouth. Not with eyes. Just a slow shift in the air, a feeling, a twisting sensation in my head, like it was letting me know, in its own horrible way. It had found me. It smiled. Not like a person. Not like anything with a face. But I felt it. A slow, curling presence in my mind, twisting reality around it like a black hole. I wanted to run. Wanted to scream. But my body wouldn't move. The shadow took another step. Then another. Slow. Deliberate. The floorboards creaked beneath it, but I couldn't hear footsteps. Just that dull pressure in my head. Like a presence I wasn't supposed to perceive. My breathing was shallow. My muscles locked. My only thought was this isn't real. But it was. And then, the radio crackled. Not the CB radio. Not my phone. The static came from inside my apartment. Low. Warped. Then a voice, his voice. The man who had warned me. Driver. I didn't dare turn my head. But I could hear it, coming from the dark. It's not done with you. A flicker of movement. The shadow rushed me. I felt cold hands close around my throat, only they weren't hands, they weren't anything human, just long shapes that coiled like smoke and bone. The air left my lungs. My body lifted off the floor. And for a moment, just a moment, I understood. This thing. It didn't kill. It didn't destroy. It took. The truck. The cargo. The drivers. The ones who didn't make the right choice. I was going to be one of them. No. I fought. I don't know how. My limbs didn't work, my body wasn't my own, but something inside me pushed back. I gasped. The shadow flinched. It hadn't expected resistance. My feet hit the floor. My body collapsed. And then, the radio screamed. A piercing, deafening blast of static ripped through the room. The light bulb in the ceiling shattered. And the thing. It was gone. No sound. No movement. Just empty, suffocating silence. I lay there, gasping, heart hammering against my ribs. When I finally moved, when I finally found the courage to stand, I turned toward the window. And outside, parked under the streetlight, facing my building, waiting.